Clara had lived most of her life trapped in the expectations and norms that had been imposed on her since childhood. Raised in a family deeply grounded in religion and good customs, she learned from a very young age that she had to be perfect in everything she did. Her parents, fervent believers, taught her that a person's worth lay in doing what is right, being honest, and following the teachings of the church. Clara embraced the idea that she should meet the expectations not only of her family, but also of the community and her faith, which led her to internalize a series of precepts that transformed into judgments and restrictions. These ideals of behavior, based on strict morality and social norms, kept her in a state of constant anxiety. At home, she would hear phrases like, "Good principles are the foundation of an honorable life," and "Humility is a virtue that will lead you to heaven." She learned that everything she did should be evaluated through the filter of what was morally acceptable, according to the many norms she deemed correct. As Clara grew older, she realized that this atmosphere of duty and righteousness oppressed her. One afternoon, while browsing through an old family photo album, she came across an image of herself at 7 years old, smiling from ear to ear, riding a pink bike. That lively and dream-filled girl moved her, prompting her to ask, where did that girl go? The nostalgia for her lost authenticity became the catalyst for a deep desire for change. It was then that her journey of exploration began. Clara decided it was time to question the norms she had accepted without hesitation. She asked herself, what do I really want? Is simply following my parents' rules and expectations working for me? What would I choose if I were not afraid of disappointing my parents and others? The first major challenge came with her job. For years, she had been in a job she wasn't passionate about, but it was secure. One day, she sat down and asked, what will this create in my life? Upon reflection, she realized she didn't want to stay in that boring routine. It was a moment of revelation. Courageously, she decided to quit her job and start her own project, something she had always wanted to do: open a small cafe serving Colombian coffee and delicious pastries. Although the fear of disappointing her family loomed over her, she asked herself, does this honor me? Does this expand me? And suddenly, she felt a very light and expansive energy coursing through her body. With a mix of excitement and nervousness, Clara embarked on her adventure of owning her own business. However, she soon realized that the road was not as easy as she had imagined. Despite her dedication, the business was not thriving as she had hoped. Thus, a cloud of anxiety and doubt emerged. One day, while cleaning her empty cafe, frustration overwhelmed her, and she wondered, what am I doing wrong, feeling trapped in a web of judgments? In that moment, she remembered how her mother always told her that a good woman should marry and take care of her husband, that only men make money and women should stay home cleaning and attending to children. So, she felt she should act according to her mother's expectations and social norms. With firm determination, she exclaimed, I choose to let go of these lies that I've made real or important just because my mother told me so. Generating money is also for women. What else is possible? It was then that she posed a liberating question. What implants, pacts, promises, or judgments are preventing my business from expanding? Upon asking this, a flood of childhood memories hit her. She recalled the teachings from the church she attended as a child, where they taught her about humility, the idea that the rich do not go to heaven and that wealth was something bad. She learned that success was viewed with suspicion in her community and that money should be treated with distrust, as if it were the source of corruption and greed. It was a legacy of beliefs that had bound her for years and which she now understood influenced her choices. With this revelation, she took a deep breath and felt determined. What would I do if I had no judgment about money? She asked herself. The idea of freeing herself from those implants and judgments gave her renewed courage. She understood that there was a huge difference between genuine humility and self-imposed sacrifice. Closing her eyes, she repeated to herself, I choose to get rid of these judgments. I choose abundance and prosperity without guilt. She allowed herself to visualize that, far from being a burden, wealth could be a tool to create more, for her life and her community. With humor, she said to herself, "What if I allow myself to be the richest person in the universe? Maybe that won't send me to heaven, but it would be quite fun." That lighthearted joke opened a gap in her consciousness. However, the struggle did not stop there. She still faced enormous difficulties and felt, despite her efforts, that the business was not progressing. The workload was heavy, and she often wondered why she felt so exhausted. While in the middle of an intense work afternoon, Clara reflected again. When did I define that making money has to be difficult? She remembered her father's words, "Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard to earn it." Suddenly, she realized that she had internalized that belief her entire life. With firm determination, she exclaimed, "I choose to let go of this burden." Making money can be easy and fluid. What else is possible? As she meditated on this new possibility, Clara felt enlightened. Yet, even with this new understanding, she still felt the weight of responsibility for her business on her shoulders. While dealing with her frustration, she asked herself another important question: whose idea is it that I have to do everything by myself? The answer came clear and strong: to my father. It's his expectation. Clara understood that she had been functioning under the assumption that if she wanted something to go well, she had to do it herself. But in her heart, she felt that was not what she truly wanted. Determined to break that limitation, she began to delegate tasks and accept help. She hired an assistant, asked her sister to help her in the cafe, and marveled as others offered to pitch in. With the workload divided, she felt free to focus on what she was truly passionate about. The atmosphere in the cafe transformed into a vibrant and energetic place where creativity began to flow. One day, as she attended to more customers than ever, Clara wondered, what else is possible now that I am open to receiving? With this curiosity, she began offering baking courses. Her business began to flourish, not only in revenue, but also in community. Clara started celebrating every small success, nourishing her spirit and the joy of doing what she loved. Final reflection. Clara's story reminds us that it is possible to free ourselves from imposed limitations and judgments that do not belong to us. However, it is crucial to understand that choosing to rid yourself of doubts, limiting beliefs, or judgments does not mean that everything will automatically go well or that you will have a guaranteed happy ending. Clara faced obstacles and difficulties along her path. What her story teaches us is that in the face of each challenge, you must not give up. Keep moving forward. Never quit. Ask about what limits or blocks your progress. Make the unconscious conscious and stop choosing it. Inquire about the possibilities and what is available to move forward. Never fall into drama. Always advance. Consciousness offers you the clarity of what you are choosing and the infinite possibilities you can choose differently, so you can keep progressing. And you? What choice would you make today to free yourself from what no longer belongs to you and embrace the abundant life that awaits you? What limiting beliefs am I holding on to? What is preventing me from moving forward? Whose doubt does this feeling belong to? What else is possible that I never considered before? What choice can I make today that leads me to a different future? How can I honor my desires without feeling guilty? What would I do if I were not afraid of disappointing others? If money was not a problem, what would I choose? What would happen if I allowed myself to receive help from others? How would I feel if I released the weight of the lies I tell myself to avoid moving forward? What capabilities do I have that I have not yet recognized? How much more can I expand if I let go of my projections and expectations? What fun can I choose today for my life? What choices can I make that empower and inspire me? What prevents me from seeing the infinite possibilities in front of me? How can I contribute to the well-being of others through my contribution? What if every challenge is an opportunity to grow? When was the last time I allowed myself to be authentic? What is the truth behind what I believe my life should be? What beautiful realities can I create using consciousness? If you enjoyed this story, please give it a like. Leave me a comment and share this content on your social media with friends and family who you know it could contribute to. See you next time.